Hello students, I am Dr. Pooja Mehta from Inder Kumar Gujral, Punjab Technical University, Kapurthala, Punjab. Let us discuss the concept of job satisfaction in detail. Job satisfaction is the overall positive feeling that employees have towards their job. It is a pleasurable or positive emotional state which a person derives from the positive experiences on the job. Job satisfaction has several implications for individual behavior, particularly aspects related to one's performance. An understanding of the factors influencing job satisfaction and consequences of job satisfaction help the managers in better evaluating the problems faced by the employees. A study of job satisfaction is very important for the management to understand how employees feel about their jobs, on which aspects of their jobs these feelings are focused on, which departments are affected particularly, and whose feelings are affected. Are executives going to affected? Are supervisors affected? Or other staff members? Such an understanding can help the management better design the jobs which lead to job satisfaction. Meaning of job satisfaction. Job satisfaction can be described as the positive feelings or positive attitude an individual has towards his job. Job satisfaction includes the three dimensions. First, job satisfaction refers to one's positive feelings towards the job. Therefore, it can only be felt but not seen. As job satisfaction leads to increased willingness to invest time and energy in the job, it is usually determined by how well an employee meets its goals and put efforts to achieve his outcomes. The term job satisfaction refers to one's attitude towards the job. It dictates an individual's orientation towards work and role profile. Positive attitude results in job satisfaction and negative attitude results in job dissatisfaction. Now we will discuss some definitions of job satisfaction. Job satisfaction is a pleasurable or positive emotional state resulting from the appraisal of one's job or job experience. Job satisfaction is the amount of pleasure or contentment associated with the job. If you like your job intensely, you will experience high job satisfaction. If you dislike your job intensely, you experience job dissatisfaction. Another definition of job satisfaction is that it is a set of favorable or unfavorable feelings with which employees view their work. Dear students, now we are going to discuss the sources of job satisfaction. There are a number of factors that influence job satisfaction. These factors can be categorized into four categories on the basis of their nature. These factors can be categorized as organizational factors, work environmental factors, work itself, and personal factors. Firstly, we will discuss organizational factors. Organizational factors are those factors which are related to the organization where the individual is working. First organizational factor is wages. Wages and salary of an employee contribute a lot in deriving satisfaction from the job. Wages are important to person because of three major reasons. Firstly, money is an important source for fulfilling one's needs and desires. Secondly, management's concern for its staff is reflected in the pay structure of the company. Thirdly, it is considered as a symbol of achievement. The one who receives higher pay than other is considered to contribute more in the achievement of the organizational goals. In addition to this, employees expect a pay system which is fair, simple, and aligned with the job demands, skills required to perform the job, and salary structure which is prevailing in the market. Therefore, it can be said that it is not only pay which an employee receives matters, but employees' perception about the fairness of pay structure and pay equity also leads to job satisfaction. Second organizational factor is promotion chances. Opportunities of promotion at work also influence the feeling of job satisfaction of an employee. Generally, every employee faces this strong desire to receive promotion. An employee in his career feels highly excited about the promotion. He treats promotion as his final achievement, and when it is attained, he feels highly satisfied. Promotion leads to job satisfaction because promotion indicates a person's worth to the organization. Promotion reflects a person's achievement in his career, and promotion involves positive changes in the job profile, job content, salary, responsibility profile, autonomy, and status of the individual. Next organizational factor is company policy. Organizational structures and company policy is another important factor influencing job satisfaction. An autocratic and authoritative structure results into resentment among the employees as compared to open and democratic structure. In the similar way, employees will be highly satisfied if company policies are liberal, fair, and favorable for the growth and development of the employees. But unfair and unfavorable company policies lead to frustration and dissatisfaction among the employees. The second category of factors affecting job satisfaction is work environmental factors. The first factor under this category we are going to discuss is supervision. Style of leadership, which is being practiced in the organization, moderately influence job satisfaction of employees. There are two dimensions of leadership which affect job satisfaction. First dimension is employee orientation. Employee orientation reflects a leader's orientation towards the employees. If the leader is friendly and supportive towards his employees, employees will be highly satisfied. An employee oriented leader takes personal interest in the welfare of employees. Second dimension is participation. The leader who permits his subordinates to participate in the process of decision making, particularly those decisions which affect their own jobs, is highly appreciable by the employees. Such leader establishes the work environment which is highly conducive and leads to satisfaction among employees. Now, we will discuss few supervisory actions for maintaining employee satisfaction. First of all, maintain open lines of communication. Create a good physical environment. Remedy substandard conditions. Transfer discontented or dissatisfied employees. Change the perception of dissatisfied employees. Express concern for employees. Give ample recognition to the employees. Give ample of opportunities to participate. Practice good management practices. Conduct morale building programs. Now we will discuss about work group. Work group to which an employee belongs serves as a source of satisfaction due to following reasons. Work group provide an opportunity and platform for the group members to interact and share with each other. Group acts as a source of comfort, advice, and assistance. Work group includes members of similar attitudes, and working along with such colleagues cause less conflicts and frictions. Smaller groups provide more chances to build mutual trust and understanding among each other. Nextly, we will discuss working conditions. Working conditions that provide for comfort and facilitate the increased performance of employees lead to job satisfaction. Temperature, humidity, ventilation, lighting, noise, cleanliness, hours of work, adequate tools, and equipments are the few variables of working conditions that may influence job satisfaction. Relationship between working conditions and satisfaction was very nicely explained by Herzberg's two-factor theory. According to this theory, good or desirable working factors do not cause satisfaction among employees, but poor working conditions definitely lead to job dissatisfaction. The next category of factors is work related factors. First work related factor is job scope. Job scope includes the responsibility, pace of work, and feedback required for the job. Higher the degree in which these variables are present in the job, higher is the job scope and higher will be the level of job satisfaction. Second work related factor is variety of tasks. If the job involves variety of tasks to be performed and variety of skills, the job results into job satisfaction. Another factor in this category is autonomy and freedom. It reflects the degree to which autonomy or freedom is given to the job holder. Greater is the autonomy and freedom to take own decisions, more will be the job satisfaction. Next factor is nature of work. A work which is interesting, challenging, and provides the status provides great amount of satisfaction to the employees. Now the next category is personal factors. The first personal factor which we are going to discuss is age and seniority. With the growing age, people tend to become more mature, realistic, and therefore they accept available resources and rewards with their own willingness. Moreover, with the age, people usually move up in the ladder of their career and occupy more challenging positions. Such people are more likely to be satisfied from their jobs. Therefore, level of satisfaction tends to increase with age and seniority. Second factor is tenure. Employees with longer tenure in the organization are generally more satisfied as compared to those with shorter tenure. This is because as tenure increases, employees start having a sense of security in the organization. In addition to these, older employees are aware of company policies and procedures. They are more familiar with the customs, culture, and norms of the organization. Therefore, their level of comfort increases with their tenure. Next factor is personality. Some personality traits are directly related to job satisfaction. These are self esteem, self assurance, maturity, decisiveness, self efficacy, openness, etc. Higher is the degree in which these traits are available in the individual, more will be the job satisfaction. Now we will discuss in detail consequences of job satisfaction. Research on the job satisfaction has successfully established the relationship between job satisfaction and performance of employees. Relationship of satisfaction with various dimensions of employee performance like productivity, turnover, absenteeism, union activities, safety, and stress will be discussed one by one. Firstly, we will discuss the relationship between satisfaction and productivity. A direct and definite relationship between satisfaction and productivity has never been established. However, many research studies pointed out that job satisfaction does lead to increase of productivity. This relationship can also be illustrated with the help of few generalizations. The relationship between job satisfaction and productivity is weak. There are more evidences to advocate that job satisfaction leads to increased productivity. Porter and Lawler, in their performance satisfaction model, explained the relationship between performance and satisfaction. This relationship is very successfully indicating that performance leads to intrinsic and extrinsic rewards, which further leads to job satisfaction. In some conditions, a positive relationship between productivity and satisfaction can be clearly established. Firstly, when employees feel that intrinsic and extrinsic rewards are contingent upon their productivity. Secondly, fair distribution of extrinsic rewards. Though the relationship between productivity is not supported much by the research, but we can say that happy worker is a productive worker. Now we will discuss the relationship between satisfaction and turnover. The relationship between job satisfaction and employee turnover has been clearly established by the past studies. High turnover should be a matter of concern for the management because high turnover disturbs the normal operations of the organization. It decreases level of morale of other employees and increases the cost involved in the HR operations like recruitment, selection, and training. In order to resolve the issue of turnover, employer must do whatever he can do. One best method to curb the problem of turnover is to increase the level of satisfaction of employees. Workers who are dissatisfied from their jobs are more likely to quit their jobs than those who are highly satisfied. Relationship between satisfaction and absenteeism. Just like the relationship between satisfaction and turnover, absenteeism also has an inverse relationship with job satisfaction. When level of satisfaction is higher, rate of absenteeism will be low, and when level of satisfaction is lower, rate of absenteeism will be higher. Highly satisfied employees tend to be regular on the job than those who are less satisfied. The degree to which employees perceive their jobs as important influences their rate of absenteeism. Less satisfied employees are more likely to remain absent from work largely due to no reasons or avoidable reasons. This phenomena is also called voluntary absenteeism. Satisfaction and safety. The degree to which safety policy and safety practices are observed by the employees are also influenced by their level of satisfaction. When people are continuously discouraged by their supervisors and are dissatisfied their company and work, they are more likely to face accidents in the organizations. The reason behind this is dissatisfaction takes one's attention away from the task and leads to accidents. In opposite to this, a satisfied worker will always be careful for safety rules, safety clothes, and safety policy to be followed while on the work. Hence, the chances of accidents will be very low. Satisfaction and job stress. Job stress is defined as body's response to the changes occurring in the environment surrounding an individual. Any change in the variables related to the job which tend to disturb the equilibrium of employee leads to stress. Prolonged stress may cause serious illness in the employee, such as heart diseases, blood pressure, sleeplessness, muscle ache, blurred vision, ulcer, etc. Constant dissatisfaction also leads to stress. Therefore, a dissatisfied employee is more likely to be caused by stress than the satisfied employees. Satisfaction and unionization. It is very obvious fact that dissatisfaction leads to powerful union activities in the organization. Dissatisfaction due to unfair wages, insecurity of job, fringe benefits, chances of promotion, and unfair treatment by the supervisors are the popular reasons which may provoke an employee to join the unions. Another viewpoint of job dissatisfaction explains that dissatisfaction can increase the intentions of employees to file complaints or call strikes in the organization. If the issues leading to dissatisfaction are not resolved by the employers for a longer period, they may take the form of violence at workplace. Satisfaction and organizational citizenship behavior. Job satisfaction is very important determinant of organizational citizenship behavior. Satisfied employees tend to talk positively about the organization, cooperate with other members in the organization, and perform beyond their role profile and expectations of the management. They do so because of their desire of reciprocating their positive feeling towards the job. Satisfaction and workplace deviant behavior. There is an inverse relationship between job satisfaction and workplace deviant behavior. Increased satisfaction leads to decreased deviant behavior, and decreased satisfaction leads to increase in deviant workplace behavior. Dissatisfied employees tend to involve in antagonistic behaviors at workplace such as hostile relationships with co-workers, unionization, substance abuse, stealing or theft at work, undue socializing, and tardiness, etc. Dear students, till now we have discussed the concept of job satisfaction. But now we will discuss the responses of a dissatisfied employees. What happens when employees dislike their jobs or they are dissatisfied with their companies? In the simple words, we can ask that how do employees express their dissatisfaction? This question is addressed to a great extent by a theoretical framework called Exit, Voice, Neglect, Loyalty Framework. This framework proposes that there are four possible ways in which dissatisfied employees can respond. These responses vary along two dimensions of job. These dimensions are constructive, destructive dimension and active passive dimension. So, we will discuss these responses in detail. First possible response of a dissatisfied employee is exit response. This is an active but destructive response of a dissatisfied employee, which is directed towards leaving the organization. It also includes decision to leave the job and search for a new job. The second possible response is voice. Voice also indicates the behavior directed towards improvements in the conditions leading to dissatisfaction. It includes active and constructive attempt to improve the condition, such as giving suggestions, discussing problems with superiors, and undertaking some union activities. Third response is loyalty. Loyalty represents that employee passively but constructively waits for the conditions to get improved. It also includes defending the organization in front of external parties, criticizing the organization, and expressing trust in the management and the organization to take right decisions. Fourth possible response is neglect. Neglect is the passive response of an employee which permits the conditions to worsen. It includes chronic absenteeism, decreased efforts, and increased faulty performance. The theoretical framework, which we have discussed, is given in the exhibit. You can see the exhibit clearly. On the active passive dimension and destructive constructive dimension, these four possible responses of a dissatisfied employees have been placed. This model explains that exit and neglect are destructive behaviors which include turnover, absenteeism, decreased productivity, and reduced interest in the organization. On the other hand, voice and loyalty are constructive responses that stimulate an employee to tolerate nasty situations till they become acceptable and satisfactory. So, students, let us now summarize. Job satisfaction is the overall positive feeling that employee has towards its job. It is a pleasurable or positive emotional state which a person derives from the positive experiences on the job. Job satisfaction has several implications for the individual behavior, particularly aspects related to his performance. And understanding of the factors influencing job satisfaction and consequences of job satisfaction help the managers in better evaluating the problems faced by the employees. A study of job satisfaction is very important for the management to understand how employees feel about their jobs, on which aspects of their jobs these feelings are focused, which departments are more affected, and whose feelings are going to be affected. Job satisfaction includes three dimensions: positive feelings towards the job. It is usually determined by how well an employee meets the goals and put efforts to achieve the outcomes. The terms job satisfaction refers to one's attitude towards the job. It indicates an individual's orientation towards work and role profile. Positive attitude results in job satisfaction, whereas negative attitude leads to job dissatisfaction. Various factors which influence satisfaction of employees can be categorized as organizational factors, work environmental factors, work itself, and personal attributes. Thank you.